Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Brandon. Welcome to Audio Addiction, where we find latest album reviews. You can find our band interviews, and you can find live coverage of the concerts that we get. I'm going to a few shows in a couple weeks after Easter, so definitely excited to get video of that as well. Also, I posted interviews with Dayshell and Slaves, so if you like both of those bands, definitely go check those out. Really good time, and I really enjoyed both interviews thoroughly. I'll also be doing album reviews of Light the Torch. Brand new band. They're really good. They actually used to be another band, but I'll talk about that in the review. And then I'll also be doing Renegade's new EP as well. So definitely check out all those things. And if you like that, please subscribe. Please hit that thumbs up. It really does go a long way. And also make sure that notification bell so you get notified of anything audio addiction related. So tonight we're going to be talking about A Scent Like Wolves' new record, Spirit Vessel. Cause this corruption starts the very place you live. So I actually met Al and the rest of the guys at the Slaves headliner. They actually were one of the opening bands along with our homies in Your Persona, which I'll also be posting an interview with them as well. But they sounded great. I thought they were really good. I had heard of them before, but I had never seen them. I have never, really delved into their music too much, but they gave me their CDs, so shout outs to them. I would do it, but I have a green screen on, so it'd look completely screwed up. So really great stuff from them, and I was excited to check out this record. Thank you, Al, and thank you, CI Records, for passing this along to me. It really does, I really just appreciate it a lot. So I'm going to go through each track, give you my thoughts and opinions on it, and then go through some pros and cons, and then fish it out with an overall rating. So the first track is called Angelwrath, and it features Ryo Kinoshita from Crystal Lake, and is actually the first single that they released as well. Huge fan of Crystal Lake, so I was already stoked on that to begin with. But I feel like the sort of lead guitar parts permeate throughout the intro and sporadically throughout the song. They have this really ambient, kind of distant, reverby sound, which is great. I think it pairs well with the sort of heavier guitar parts, and it just hits with that force. It's really nice. The guitar riffs are also super bouncy and just riffy. Some of my favorite work on this track in particular, and off the EP for sure. The track is super catchy, and definitely the drumming on this track is what caught my ear. Really enjoyed the drumming on this track. I think it's just so, I don't know, it's just really great. It fits well with the sort of rhythm and the patterns of the song, and just it's tasteful, but it's also flashy at the same time in certain parts. So really enjoy that. The screaming is pretty varied as well. I know that Al does some of the live screaming along with their actual screamer as well. I don't know if he did it on this album as well, but just the layering of it worked out really well. Add some more depth to the screaming. And as speaking about Al, his clean singing is really solid too. I was definitely surprised at how high his range was. When I saw them live, and I was actually even more surprised on this record too. Ryu comes in, or Rio, I don't know why I say Ryu, I guess Street Fighter, but Rio comes in at the 1 minute and 20-second mark and kind of goes to the 1 minute and 35-second mark, which is a nice little kind of guest feature. I think he adds a lot to the song too. He just has this really great girth and beef to his screaming, and I love it. I would have loved to hear maybe some cleans. That would have been cool. I don't know how much time they would have had with him, but that definitely would have been cool. The cleans definitely have some range, more on the lines of the higher range. There's definitely some mids that he starts off with, and then goes to falsettos and really sort of high range vocals. But overall, I think it's a really great opener track to get you kind of in the idea or ballpark of what the album or EP will sound like, and it's definitely one of the best tracks off the EP, in my opinion. So we're gonna move into track number 2, which is Rain Dancer. This one has more of an ambient vibe to it. I feel like the lead guitar plays a lot more of a role in this track, and I feel like it's definitely more centered around creating a soundscape in this track. I like that the clean vocals kind of take more of the edge in this track. I think there's great moments of trade-off between the two vocalists, which is kind of a common premise throughout this record, and it's really cool. I think the trade-off moments are even better than the kind of solo parts that they do. The inclusion of piano and electronics were definitely a nice addition to the track as well, and I feel like this one grooves well, but I definitely feel like the groove is a little bit more subdued in this track. It definitely takes more of a backseat. I feel like more of the ambience and more of the etherealness of the track definitely stands out more than the overall groove. I still think there is a groove in this track, but I think it's a lot less than the first track off these EPs. So we're gonna move it into track number 3, which is Rat Race. I definitely feel like the drumming, as well as an Angelwrath, really sticks out in this track. I really like it hones in and it adds a lot of tightness and a lot of focus to this track and just brings a lot of life to it. I felt like the drumming was really something that was something special about this band for sure. I like the change ups made with the vocalists. I feel like they did a lot more experimentation in terms of like melodies and vocal lines in this track. I feel like they're really catchy, and they work well. I think that there was just a nice balance of screams, there's a nice balance of cleans. I don't think it's executed in the best way, but I think that there is definitely a balance between this track for sure. So we're gonna move into track number 4, which is Almost Human. This one has the great aspects of bouncy, and a lot of the aspects that I love off this record. It's heavy, it's very melodic too, and they just find a nice balance between the two of those sounds. The vocal exchange definitely feel the most balanced in this track as well. There's a good 50-50 mix of screams and cleans, and there's some also good parts of overlap as well, which I feel like is a real strong point about this band, is that their trade-off points don't feel, I guess, don't feel pigeonholed. They're very like articulated, they're very thought out, and I feel like it works well with what they're trying to do. The 2 minutes and 20-second mark to the 2 minutes and 50-second mark was absolutely one of my favorite guitar riffs off the record. It's so good, riffy, technical, and I feel like it again speaks for how well and how thought out the guitar work is on this record. I'd say 3 out of the 5 tracks have really great, awesome guitar work in it. So we're gonna move into track number 5, the last one, Devilspit. And this one, much like Almost Human and Angelwrath, I feel like have the best moments on this record. They're heavy, they're melodic, and just everything works in a harmony together, and I think that's what really sets them apart to me with a lot of heavier bands I've been listening to recently. Just the melody and the remembrance of tracks. Like, you have to realize I go through a lot of albums, I listen to a lot of records, and I feel like this one definitely encapsulates a lot of good melodic but also a lot of good heavy moments, definitely. So this one is definitely one of the heavier tracks off the record for sure. I think it is the heaviest track personally. I like that there is more screams. I felt like that was kind of lacking in certain parts. I know that they did have trade-off parts, and I felt like they kind of picked it up in Almost Human. But I've definitely been enjoying that. The layering, while it is subtle, I think it works very well in a lot of these tracks, and maybe it's not the first thing that I point out, but it's definitely there and it works. It has a lot of vibes of Invent Animate. I think they kind of have a very similar sort of feeling and sound, which I enjoy. And that ending, spicy, I love it, so good, really heavy. It's a great way to close out this track and this EP for sure, and is as well one of my favorite tracks off the record. So some pros and cons. Some pros, vocally, I feel like it was very diverse, but also on the same end, in a con version of that, I feel like Al can maybe do some like lower range stuff, or there would have been some cool parts where he could have done some like overdubs, or like some really cool like melody lines would have been really neat and really interesting. I know that when I was speaking with him, they said that Issues definitely gave them some vibes on this record, so it would have been cool to hear kind of more of a like R&B take on the vocals too. I think that would have been cool. I mean, obviously not jockeying Tyler Carter's style, but I feel like it would have been cool to have some maybe more vocal runs, a little bit more expression, you know. The guitar riffs and drumming were really bouncy, riffy, and I loved it. I thought it was a great, you know, EP from start to finish. Musically, I think it was really solid as well too. I think their guest vocalist Ryo was really good. I've always thought that Crystal Lake is good, so if you haven't checked out Crystal Lake, go do so. But overall, I think it's a good record for me to kind of get into these guys. Again, I had not listened to the EP that they gave me yet, but I will definitely go listen to it now. But I think it kind of combines a lot of great aspects of melody and heaviness, and I think they work well in harmony. I think that they did a really great job executing both sides of the fence, and I think they came out with a really great EP that I feel like a lot of you guys would enjoy. So my overall rating for Ascent Like Wolves Spirit Vessel, I'm going to be giving it a 9.4 out of 10. I think it's a really solid effort from these guys, and I can't wait to see where they go in the future. They are going to be playing in Japan and Korea, which is super sick. I don't know the dates. You can find out all that sort of stuff in the description below. I will link their YouTube page as well, so please go subscribe to them. And if you are going out to Launch Conference, they're actually doing an acoustic set, which is really sick, and I'm going to try to get that if I can, if I'm going this year. So let me know what your thoughts are on Spirit Vessel. It comes out this Friday, so definitely go check it out, go pre-order it. If you live in the Lancaster area, go out and see them. Really great band in that area, and you know, it was super sick seeing them with Slaves, and I hope that they come back to Philly really soon. So thank you guys for watching this review. Thank you to CI again, a really great record label as well. If you haven't checked out that label yet, please do so. And if you enjoyed this review, please subscribe, please hit that thumbs up, and please hit that notification bell. It really does go a long way. Thank you guys for so much support. It really does mean a lot, and I couldn't have done it without you guys. So my name is Brandon. We hope you got your fix, and we'll be talking with you soon. Peace. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Of course, if you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com, and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.